Welcome back to Demo Corner. This week we're checking out a new upcoming NES title called Spook-O-Tron. It's planned to release in October of 2017, and right now it's looking quite fantastic. For those unaware, it's a twin-stick shooter, much in the style of Robotron 2084, but the big twist is it has a Halloween theme. All of the enemies are based off of Halloween characters, such as a witch, zombies, wolves, pumpkins, and little pieces of candy even. It's a lot of fun and it's super cool. It looks really promising. For those that haven't played Robotron 2084, it's a super fast-paced arcade twin-stick shooter where you have to try to get through as many levels as you can and rack up as high of a score as you can. This game is currently in development by Soul Goose Productions, helmed by EBD Holland, with art by Chris Cacciatore and music by Kevin Hanley. The style is super cool, the gameplay is super fluid, and it's a real blast to play. Right now the demo only has 10 stages, but even that can be quite challenging to get through. The big thing about this game is it throws you right into the deep end, and you really have to master these controls if you want to get anywhere in it. And that's kind of awesome, to be honest. Lots of games are very hand-holding, so it's really refreshing to see a game that says good luck and just tosses you right in. Even with these 10 stages, it can take you a while to get through it, and it'll take a lot of deaths, to be honest. The fun thing about mastering the game is understanding and learning all the different behaviors of the enemies. The wolves that charge at you, or the witches that throw their fireballs. It's a real blast to figure out how to maneuver around them, what to prioritize, how to get into empty space, and how to capture all the civilians before they're killed. As mentioned before, this is on the NES, which might confuse a little people as there aren't two control sticks. Frankly, there aren't even enough buttons on one controller to shoot in all the directions. Spook-O-Tron has a few different ways that you can play this game properly. The first, and arguably the easiest, is to use two NES controllers, similar to how Smash TV did their twin-stick shooter. You hold two NES controllers just like Wii remotes and put your thumbs on the two D-pads. It's super easy, it's a lot of fun, and it works really well, surprisingly. Another option, which is super exciting, is by using an SNES controller. Soul Goose has made an NES adapter that you can plug an SNES controller in. That way you can use the D-pad to move in 8 directions, and the 4 face buttons to shoot in 8 directions. I'm sure this way would be a heck of a lot more comfortable than to hold 2 separate NES controllers, and it's a cool way to play the game. Another thing, which is kind of a surprise, is you'll also be able to use a modified Virtual Boy controller. Remember how that thing had 2 D-pads on it? Well, here's a game that's going to put them to use. Like I mentioned before, the full game is set to release in October of 2017, just in time for Halloween. And what's insanely exciting is the fact that the full release is going to have 100 stages. If you thought these 10 were difficult to get through, try 100. For those that had backed the Kickstarter campaign last month, they have received an NES file that has a level editor. One of the things I'm most excited about with this project is this level editor, as each of the backers can spend a few months just tinkering around playing with it, as you can see in the background, and making their own levels. They can send the levels to Soul Goose, and there's a good chance that a ton of them will make it into the full game. This level editor isn't a computer program, it's actually made running on an NES. Talking about the level editor really quickly, first thing you do is place down all of the blocks and enemies. They are distinguished by those that can use projectiles, normal enemies, and civilians. I think you can place around 40 total. After you've placed all the blocks, you will go through and assign each of them a character. Once you've done that and chosen the color palette, you just save the game and you can jump in and test it out. It's a real blast just going through, testing things, doing all these different kinds of creations. You can make gimmick stages that have cool shapes, or you can just make it as hard as possible. It's really up to you, and it's serious fun. The level editor, like I said, is only for Kickstarter backers, but you can head to the Kickstarter page and grab the 10 level demo right now and try it out yourself. And there we go, there's another episode of Demo Corner. Be sure to check out our other episode last week about Twin Dragons, another NES title coming out later this year, and be sure to subscribe and see new episodes of Demo Corner coming out each week. Thanks for watching.